What's up, guys? This is Tim Ernst with turnaroundfitness.com, and get ready for another Monday muscle meal as we're going to be cooking steak with red potatoes, stir fry, and shrooms. Did he say shrooms? Nah, dude, not that kind of shrooms. What is up, YouTube? We are going to cook an awesome meal today. I just got out of the gym. I've already eaten some meals though already. So this is a meal that you're probably going to want to have maybe second or third meal after your workout, because we're going to be cooking some red meat, potatoes with some vegetables, and I'm going to show you how to cook it. It's going to be awesome. This is going to be a great tasting post-workout meal. 2 or 3 meals after your workout. You want to make sure to do it about 2 or 3 meals after. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you what I'm working with. Alright guys, so what we're going to be starting off with is we got our red meat here. And I just wanted to say that I'm not going to show you how I prepared it, but I'll show you what I put in here just for time's sake. So I just got some red meat, and all I used here was I used a little bit of steak seasoning, Montreal steak seasoning. And then we have some red cooking wine. And then we put in a little bit of olive oil, and then some red wine vinegar, so we have that, and just a little bit of water. So that's what I did. I've been soaking this in the fridge for quite a while. So the next thing we have is we got these red potatoes. I got like 4. They're really small potatoes. I know they're probably about like that size, and I cut them in eighths. So with this, I put a little bit of olive oil, some onion powder, garlic, salt, probably some salt and pepper, I think. And so that's it for that. We're going to be cooking that too. And then we have our fajita mix. So we have this. So we got onions, peppers. Looks like just onions and peppers. Red peppers, green peppers. This here is like a steak top. Oh, this thing got stuck here. So this here is like a steak topping. If you can see, we got mushrooms and garlic herbs steak toppers. So it looks like we got mushrooms with some seasonings in there. And then we got some green beans. And then here's all my seasonings that I actually used already. But we're going to be using some seasonings for the vegetables as well. So let me just show you guys. Oh, and I got butter too. This is really important. You're going to be using butter. You're going to be cooking the mushrooms with butter, and we're going to use a little bit of red wine. That's how they do it right, man, in the restaurants. You want a good flavor? You cook your mushrooms with red wine and butter. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to cook it. Alright guys, so I've got 4 pans here that you can see. Right here we're going to be putting in the vegetables. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to dump all my vegetables in here. And I put a little bit of olive oil in there, as you can see. A little bit of olive oil, some butter, and you definitely don't want to cook this thing here. So we'll get rid of that. And then we're going to put here's our mushrooms, and I also put the butter in there. And right after I put the mushrooms in, I'm going to go ahead and put the red wine in. So we're going to get this all in there. Oh, this has got onions in it too. I didn't even see the onions on the bottom. But that's okay. We'll have a little extra onions. So hopefully this will cook right, because it looks like this pan might be a little small, but we'll see. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put some red wine. You probably want to cook your mushrooms first. It's going to take a while. See, here's what's going to happen with this red wine and mushrooms. Actually, let me just go ahead and turn it on here. So we got the rear on, put it on high, and I'm probably going to use a lot of this red wine. See, what this is going to do is the mushrooms are going to suck up the red wine and the butter. So it's going to, get that nice flavor of red wine and butter in your mushrooms. So we're just going to go ahead and mix that up. And what's going to happen is as this cooks, that red wine is going to evaporate and go right into the mushrooms. So the mushrooms will suck it all up. And that's what's going to give an awesome flavor with these mushrooms. I like to use a little bit more wine to kind of fill it up, to get a little extra flavor, but that's okay. These will be okay. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to let that cook. So we got our fajita mix here. We've got our peppers, red and green, and onions. And I like to throw a little bit of green beans in there. So we're probably going to put half a pack of green beans in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get my green beans. So here we go. We've got our green beans here. I'm probably just going to use like a half a bag. I probably won't need a whole lot. So we got that in there. So we'll go ahead and get that in there. I like to mix this up really good too with butter and oil. And then we're going to season this as well. So we'll get that all nice and seasoned. We'll We'll get the butter and oil in here. Get that mixed up. And I'll be putting a cover on this one. You won't have to do it for the mushrooms. But for this, you're going to want to almost like steam it in a way. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn that on too. So I'm going to be having 4 things cooking at the same time here. Next, we are going to get our potatoes. So let's go ahead. I got a little bit of oil in there too. I also put oil in the potatoes as well with some seasoning. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that going here. We'll put that, see, rear heat. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to be cooking those too. And then we're going to go ahead and put our meat. So you can already see those mushrooms, see? They're already starting to, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat down a little bit on that. You can already see it bubbling. See that? See the red wine bubbling? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook this here, our vegetables. And I'm actually going to put some seasonings on there. I'm going to put some Italian seasoning. So let's go ahead and let's put that on there. So let's get the seasonings in there. This ain't really the easiest thing to do to hold the camera while you're cooking. And I got 4 things going to be going. So kind of crazy. So we'll have that. I like a little bit of adobo in there too, so I'm going to put some adobo in there. See if I can get this open here. Hold on, guys. So we'll get the adobo here. Look at that. Can you smell that? Can you smell the red wine and the butter? Alright, here we go, guys. We got our red meat going here. I had to delete a bunch of stuff on my phone here because I couldn't record anymore. So we're back. The meat's getting cooked here. As you can see, I like to keep my meat just a little bit pink. But a little more, you know, not as pink as that, but I gotta just turn it over. So we got that. We got the potatoes going here. So those are going real nice. Probably gonna go ahead and turn this stuff down a little bit. And the mushrooms, see that right there? The wine is pretty much, or the mushrooms have pretty much sucked up all that wine and butter. So this is going to be very flavorful. It's almost like it's caramelizing the mushrooms and the onions. So we've got that going. And here we go, we got the vegetables. So we're almost like steaming the vegetables. I kind of have this on like low heat. I don't like to overcook my vegetables because they can be very mushy. Definitely don't like the mushiness on vegetables. So I still like a little bit of a bite. So anyway, this is a great meal to cook when you're, you know, like during dinner time, like after you've worked out and you've already had your 2 or 3 meals after your post-workout. This is great when you're having red meat, potato, shrooms, and green beans. So we're going to go ahead and put the top back on that. That's almost ready. Steak is almost ready, the red meat here. So we'll just go ahead and mix that up. And then we got our, whoo, man, that is hot. Sometimes these metal pans, man, or these metal handles, they get hot. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip these a little bit. Let's go ahead and mix these up, these potatoes. So they're probably almost done too. I'm probably just going to turn the heat off on that because I don't like to overcook my potatoes. But see, those potatoes are looking pretty good. So we got that. So our mushrooms are already done. So I'm just going to let those sit here. And everything's almost done. The meat's almost done. Our veggies, shrooms are done. Potatoes are almost done. So, alright guys, so everything's almost done. I'm just going to let it continue to cook. And while this is cooking, I'm just going to sip on some whey with some leucine. Don't forget the leucine. Man, that's good. So yeah, guys, this is a great meal. And while this is cooking, I'll talk to you about the importance of like just getting in your calories. You got to get in your calories when you're trying to build muscle. Mainly, you want to be in a caloric surplus. So make sure to be in a caloric surplus. I actually have a free muscle building calculator with my 180 Muscle. If you go to 180muscle.com, you'll see that calculator. That's kind of like a bonus that you get with the program. It'll tell you exactly how many calories, protein, fats, and carbs you need to start building muscle. So, great program, 3-month program that you can use to build muscle. And I also have a coaching program where I coach guys one-on-one. And if you're really serious then I would advise you to go to my one-on-one coaching program at turnaroundfitness.com/premium-coaching. But what I will say about that coaching program, it is for serious people. I've got guys right now that are on my coaching program, but they're sticking to it. They're eating I'm telling them exactly what to eat. I'm giving them their workouts. And I have one guy right now that gained 5 pounds in his first week. And we still have like 2.5 months left to go. So it's looking very well. He wants to gain 20 pounds in those 3 months. A lot of people don't think that's possible to gain that much weight, but you can if you do it right. You just got to be in a caloric surplus. You got to get your carbs in, guys. Carbs are so important. Just remember, 2 grams of carbs per pound body weight on your upper body days, and 3 grams of carbs per pound body weight on your lower body days. So just keep that in mind, guys. And this is actually almost done. I'm probably going to start mixing all this stuff together here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to mix these mushrooms here with the steak. Yep, the vegetables look like they're almost done. I'm probably going to dump this juice out because I don't want all this juice in with the mushrooms, so I'm going to dump this juice out. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and mix my, see here's my mushrooms with the wine and butter. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dump that in here with the meat. And you can find steak toppers pretty much anywhere in any grocery store. You know, they add like onions, a little bit of seasoning to it, and then they put like these little green things, which I don't really I'm not going to eat that. Alright, so we are mixing this up, man. This is what's going to look... Man, I got a lot of these green things in there. It's good to cook with, you just don't want to eat it. Get rid of that too. Got the potatoes are done. Nice potatoes. Sipping on some whey while I'm cooking. Alright guys, let me show you what I'm working with. So here we got the vegetables are about done. So we got the vegetables here. That's about done there. See how nice and how that looks? It's not too mushy, still got some bite to it. Oil, butter, and some Italian seasoning. Here's the meat with the mushrooms. This is going to taste the best. So check that out. Got the mushrooms and onions in there. And then we have our potatoes for our carbohydrates. Make sure to get your carbs in with your after your workouts. Got to get those carbs in, guys, if you want to build muscle. Alright guys, so I went ahead and mixed the vegetables with the steak, and the mushrooms are in there as well, so we got that going. And make sure all these burners off. I don't want to burn the house down here. So look at this, we've got all these vegetables, steak, mushrooms. I'm going to go ahead and put it on a plate. This is probably like 2 servings, or well, you could probably get like, man, you could serve a couple people with this, so I'm probably going to eat half of this. And then I got my potatoes here, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on my plate, guys, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright guys, here it is. Here's the finished product here. Look at that. We've got our steak and mushrooms with our peppers, green beans. Got my potatoes here for my carbohydrates. A little bit of ketchup. Don't worry, I got the good kind. No high fructose corn syrup, organic. Definitely got to stay away from that high fructose corn syrup. So that's what I got, guys. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to eat this up. And this is fit for a king right here. Alright guys, this is Tim Ernst with turnaroundfitness.com. Again guys, thank you for tuning in to Monday Muscle Meals. Make sure to train hard, eat smart, and pursue your dreams.